What's going on, my Mackonreal friends, family, followers? I know I don't keep up with the schedule. I'm bad at it. But I realize I'm gonna be 35 in like 2 weeks, right? And life is just weird because, like, I was talking to my brother earlier today, and he was just asking me about some people that I used to, I grew up with that were like my best friends at one point, and I was telling him, I said, honestly, man, I don't really have a bunch of friends anymore. I explained to him the situations and why me and those people aren't stealing each other's, communications or whatever. And outside of just growing apart, or ego when we're younger, and nobody wanting to apologize or nobody wanting to work on whatever that would salvage a friendship, you just didn't. And so this video, it's not gonna be a long one. I'm just gonna talk about life. I'm gonna be 35 in 2 weeks, and I have a handful of friends. I got my battle buddy, I got my sibling, I got a few other folks that I consider, I'm relatively cool with or close with. And I look back in my life and I'm just like, man, I guess I'm making it, working and trying to get things in place that I want in place. And when I think about just the things that it took to get me here, it's just like, man, I can't say whether it was worth it, not worth it, good, bad, or indifferent, because, everything that has happened in my life thus far, from relationships to career to education to military to all of that, came with a lesson. A good one, a bad one. Came with humbling experiences for me. Lost some people, gained some people, lost myself, found myself along the way. Just different little things. But the one thing I can say that I haven't regretted at all in my life is that, whether it be good, whether it be bad, I'm a risk taker. And sometimes that's kind of what living is. You have to take a risk. Would I have loved to be some well-to-do millionaire or something? Sure. But I ain't took a risk in that market that made that happen for me. I've taken risks in love. I've taken risks in careers. I've taken leaps of faith. Sometimes those things worked out. Sometimes they didn't. And when now I'm sitting here looking like, not that I'm alone or lonely or anything like that, but just at the past, or remembering some of those relationships and friendships and jobs and stuff, it's like, man, I'm getting old. In 5 years I'll be 40, and I can't say whether I'll still be doing YouTube videos on sporadic like I do, or whether I'll be a famous musician and my album selling multi-platinum or something. I don't know, just speaking into the atmosphere, positive things. All I can say is life is just what you make it. I can definitely say, with those friendships, relationships, and jobs, the one thing that was universal in all of those was me. And so whether I made a poor decision, whether I made a rash decision, whether I made a quick-witted decision, whether I opened my mouth and said the right or wrong thing, I was the sole denominator in all of those things. And so I'm not going to say I lost it all, or I don't have any friends, or I don't have anything, and I'm sad or something. But I just look back and I'm like, man, be 35 in 2 weeks. Handful of friends. Multitude of different jobs and careers. Multitude of relationships. Had 3 kids. 2 living. And I think to myself, again, all of the lessons and experiences into the culmination that has made me as who I am today. And I like me. I like who I am. I don't think I could be who I am today and make the decisions that I make and try to be the decent person that I try to be, let's say 6 days out of 7, without having had those experiences, whether they be good or bad, because some way or another they help shape and mold my personality. It helped me adjust to that situation or deal with that, whether it be loss or gain, success or failure. You know, I think the biggest teacher I've gotten out of all of this is that we all fall, you know, and getting back up is hard to do. But here I am, 35, and I have a lot of friends and associates who didn't make it to see this point, whether it be from incarceration or just they're no longer here with us. And it's like, man, I know I'll be having some sad days, but it ain't that bad. Life is not that bad. And if I can get through it with all the dumb things that I've done and poor choices that I've made, and still say I'm here to get ready to celebrate another birthday come March 8th, well, I think by golly, I'm going to say to the rest of y'all, or the fandom that I do have, keep at it, man. Keep grinding at life. Grab it by the horns and make it your own. Do what you want with it. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one who can live it. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be a criminal. I'm not saying go out there and do a bunch of just impulsive, rash decisions, because we still have laws. But I've had a good life thus far, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, even like I said, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've enjoyed, in some degree, every part of it, because it's helped get me where I am. And I think that's where I'm supposed to be. Or at least that's where the universe thinks I'm supposed to be. So, life. Appreciate it. Appreciate yours. And do better than I did when it comes to forming relationships. Be accountable. Be humble. And most of all, sometimes be the bigger person. Not like, you know what I'm saying, trying to be better than somebody else. Just be the bigger person and say I'm sorry or I apologize. Because now that I look back, I do miss some of those friendships. I mean, granted, some of them were meant to go away because just as you get older, you know, what may have made you friends in middle school or in elementary doesn't make you friends as adults. But I also wish I didn't have that ego then that kept me from saying, hey, man, let me just reach out. You know, we can talk this out, or let me call her or such and such or whomever and work this out, as opposed to being the former hothead that I really used to be and just was like, F this and F that. Life. We have to live with our decisions. It's your boy.